right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Ask an Expert. I'm Megan Reber, and I'm the marketing coordinator here at Bright Stores. And with me today is part of our support team and today's expert, Akil.
Hello.
So we have these webinars every month, and sometimes we like to go through the questions because I think, if one person asks them, I bet another person will definitely find that also applicable. So the question was, what does a URL look like in a company store, and can I make my own? So Akil, let's start off with what is a URL?
A URL could be thought of like GPS coordinates. They point to a specific location for a specified resource.
Okay, perfect. And where does a domain name fit into the URL?
So as you can see, like in the highlighted piece, the mybrightsites.com part of the URL is the domain name.
Okay, perfect.
To expand on that, another good way to think of a domain name is like it's a phone number. And as a website is your actual phone.
Mm-hmm.
So while they are connected, they are separate items. You can change your phone or your website at any time and still keep your existing phone number or the domain name.
Yeah.
And then you would just connect it to your new phone, which would be your new website. Or you can move your phone number to or the domain name to a different phone service provider, like a domain name registrar. So that would be like moving a URL with Bluehost over to GoDaddy.
Okay.
If you switch your provider, and then you would still be able to keep it connected to your existing phone or the website.
Yeah. Awesome, for the store. Okay, cool. I love that quote and that example because I think it's really easy to kind of break it down to a really easy to understand level.
Absolutely.
It is a complex topic,
Yeah.
but everyone's dealt with switching cell phone numbers over to a different provider or keeping or whatever.
Changing your address,
Yes.
forwarding mail, things like that. So it's bringing an analogy to something common like a phone number definitely takes away the trepidation with it and all the fear behind it. It makes it very simple.
Yeah, for sure. And how would our clients go about setting up a custom domain?
Yeah, so first things first, the biggest thing, purchase that custom domain name. They have to purchase it from a domain name registrar like Bluehost, GoDaddy, HostGator. There's tons of providers out there. The best way to find one is just Google domain name registrar provider, something like that, and then they can get started. From there, once they have a domain name purchased, they will need to get the DNS setting information, which is essentially the information that they configure for the custom domain name to be pointed to the store.
Okay.
So for that, that's really, go to the store, activate the custom domain feature, and then under that specified section, there's actually DNS information for setting up what's called as the A record and then the C name.
Okay.
All that information's there. They set it up. Once it's set up on the domain provider's end, all they need to do is just input the URL in Bright Sites and activate it. And then it's simple as our system just checking to see that, okay, that domain's yours, and we install an SSL certificate, and shoppers can use that URL to access the storefront.
That's awesome. So then it will go to whatever name you just purchased. Let's say it's Megan Store or whatever. Instead of saying My Bright Sites, it will say Megan Store, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. That's super awesome. And what are maybe some of the reasons or the perks of having your own custom domain name?
One big thing is if they're already using a custom domain name to access maybe their current store or anything like that, it doesn't break that experience for them. They're still using the same URL, so there's no loss of any kind of activity, users having issues. The other thing is it's also consistent branding. I mean,
For sure.
if they have, everything on the store is pointed to the end user client, then your client may want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So that keeps our name out of it, and at the end of the day, it's just pointed just to your client. It's their store.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it really personalizes the
Yeah.
store. And I like kind of how you said, if let's say your client has a store on a different platform that they're wanting to switch over to, an advanced store or a simple store, something like that, then they can still use that familiar URL,
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
really convenient.
It's just like changing. It's just changing. So you have your phone number,
Yeah,
but then you just change which phone you're using.
Yeah.
Dial out on. Simple as that.
perfect. Easy peasy. All right, well, that's it for today. Be sure to tune in next week. We are going to go over some presentation tips, I think with Meredith. So I have to see if I can convince her, but but that'll be next Friday at 11 a.m. And yeah, we'd love to see you there. Thank you so much for joining today, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.